She has achieved elite agent status at Real Broker, is a partner at Redline, as well as a successful real estate investor. Joanna Wood, thank you so much for sharing your time today.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, Chris.
My pleasure. So you have a really impressive business and it all started somewhere. I would love if you could share a bit of your journey into real estate with us.
Yeah, it's been quite the road. I actually started as a client, as an investor. My husband and I really saw, the wealth building that can come with investing in real estate. So, and he's had some family do it in Ontario. So we had a little bit of history and seeing it in real time happen for his family. So we wanted to get into it. So we bought our first property in, I think it was 2012, and started there. And I was working downtown in human resources at the time with an oil and gas company. And we started our journey together there. And then I was laid off from the oil and gas industry, which then launched my career in real estate. I decided to sort of take the plunge after having kind of one investment under our belt, which we put a basement suite in. It was a 4-level split, and one of the founders of Redline, Darren Langeau, was actually our realtor. So that sort of opened the door to me big time. Yeah.
So you started out in property management and then moved into the real estate sales side of things. Once you got into the sales side, what would you say were kind of some of the struggles that you faced as a new agent?
Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, there's so much. Like there truly is quite a lot of struggle. It really makes you a very strong agent because it's kind of sink or swim. The one thing that I would say really allowed me to sort of truly elevate myself above the majority was being a part of such a large, kind, loving team. Starting at Redline and their PM division, and then, learning the ropes of real estate, seeing that it was worth investing in my real estate sales license, and being able to stay within that family, really was truly, I don't know how I would have done it without the support from everybody. And not just the team leaders, it was like the colleagues too, right? And that's really something that, really helped with all the very steep learning curves. Every deal, every client is different. Every day is very different. You never know what's going to come at you. And then having like a sounding board of wonderful people to support that, the journey has been, again, I don't know how I would have done it without them.
Yeah. And it's so true. And maybe this will lead into your next answer, but it's so common to see agents switching brokerages every few years, but you're now what, 11, 12 years into it, and you've always been with Redline. What is it about Redline that has kept you with us this entire time?
Yeah. And I think just having that support, like I've never ever found the need to look elsewhere, to be elsewhere. I've had lots of recruiters call, but there's nothing better out there that can be offered to me. I just have this home within this like wonderful ecosystem that's just, something that I don't think is out there elsewhere. I mean, I haven't heard of anything, nothing has twigged my interest outside of, our crew. So yeah, I think that's sort of why.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying there. You've created a really successful business. What does it look like on a day-to-day for you?
So day to day, it's interesting. There's lots of balls I'm sort of juggling in the air between, my own investment portfolio, working with my little team I have here within Redline, managing my clients, managing current active transactions, working a lot within my sort of business. It's very much outside of the box, I would say, real estate. So working with investors, being creative with financing, how they're going to structure a deal. Terms of a deal as an investor are very important. Are they able to change names on, the contract? There's all sorts of little things that need to be thought of. I have to be on my toes constantly. We'll
For
say
sure.
that. And again, just having my own portfolio and building that. I purchased 16 doors last year to add to my portfolio of 33. So it's been busy, and it's been fun working with a lot of my partners. We invest together. There's a group of us. So I would say my day-to-day, it changes, it's very fluid, but it always encompasses all things real estate because that's really what is a real passion of mine.
Hmm. What would you say is one thing that's really moving the needle for your business in today's market?
I would say tech, honestly. Like I would say, and historically, I'm not a very technological person, I would say. Being in my 40s, you would think I'd be a little better. So that's one of the things, like the platforms that we were able to use and have exposure to within Real Broker, within Redline, has been like instrumental, I would say, to move my business because without it, it's just so cumbersome.
Hmm.
And I'm sort of a pen and paper person and being able to walk through their software systems and have an understanding of it and execute with it. I think that's a pretty good testament, because it's like not my first nature, but I'm getting there. And it's been nice to have, the support that we have within the Real Broker community has been awesome.
Absolutely. What type of agent would you say Redline is a really great fit for?
I would say it's someone that wants a community. It's someone that also has the ability to leverage what's there, to ask questions, to ask for support. There's, and I've heard this lots with other, brokerages. Oh, we have all these, tech training and all this stuff. But for us, like it's really, somebody that's like a go-getter and wants that community and wants to be a part of a true team, like our motto being who you work with matters. And like it's just, I can't say it enough, like it just rings so true all the time, like you and I, Chris, like we're veteran agents there. We've been there for a long time, and having support of all of us, I think is just, it's truly got my business to where it is. I honestly, I would never have this is success that I've had without the community. Truly, truly.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And you're not just not taking advantage, but you're not also just benefiting from that community, but you're also giving back to it
Mhm.
from everything that I see. You're mentoring other agents and they're
Yeah.
helping you grow your business and in turn growing their business. So
Mhm.
it's super impressive. Real quick, if you're watching right now and Joanna or I have piqued your curiosity about the Redline difference, reach out to Joanna, reach out to myself. We would love to chat with you about it more. Joanna, real quick, two more questions for you.
Mhm.
You mentioned who you work with matters. I would love to know what that means to you.
Who you work with matters means so much. I think the people around us shape who we are in a way, right? Birds of a feather flock together.
Hmm.
And I think that really rings true within our little ecosystem of Redline. By little, we started, even like when you and I started over a decade ago, it was like, 5 agents. Now we're, I think, over 100.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see this tribe grow, and work together, collaborate together. And I think it's, again, like I think we're just a crew of people that care for each other, that care for the industry, that are passionate about what we do. We're passionate about our clients. We're passionate about the business. And I think it just rings true, out there with the consumer, right? Which is just such a huge important piece to the business, which doesn't always come through in the real estate industry. So I think it's pretty important. It means just so many things to me.
Very true. I love that. Of course, I have to know, what do you love about real estate?
Oh, I love the people. I love the people. I really love like getting to know people so well during these huge monumental purchases, whether it's an investment property, whether it's their first home, whether it's their 10th home, seeing people progress through the real estate ladder. Those things really, yeah, they really fire me up. They get me so excited. To be inspirational to people is also something that I love, right? I started with my first investment property and I grew it, my husband and I, for most of it, right? And if we can do it, if I can do it, I would love to help people do it too. And kind of strip away all the challenges and the confusion and being able to find property that's going to build them and do what they want with it. It totally excites me. Totally excites me. And each day is
Um,
so different.
Amazing. Great answer there. Thank you so much for jumping on. You just have a really impressive business, and to be able to take the time to share about it and Redline, just really appreciate you. It's a pleasure being a partner with you at Redline. So thank you so much.
Yeah, totally likewise, Chris. Yeah, thanks so much for the time.